We're going to juice some pineapple, and a couple of things. How to cut it, the easiest way to cut it for these machines. Take the head off, back in the bin. Just cut it in rings, about the thickness, or just under the thickness of the shaft. I'm going to do it in two ways. You'll notice I haven't taken the skin off. This machine you can actually juice pineapple with the skin on. Okay, just make sure you give the outside a bit of a wash. So cut it into the rings first, and then simply strip. Okay, this is how I juice my pineapple. When you try to skin a pineapple, you get a lot of wastage. It's quite messy because you get a fair bit of juice around the place. And also, as I said, there's a very high level of nutrient between the outer skin and the first bit of flesh. It does make the juice a little bit thicker, but that's how I like it. And then we'll do the next half where we'll peel it. Also, one thing with pineapple is very good for throat infections, or clears your mucous membranes. And when we did beetroot before, beetroot's a very good blood cleanser. So if you even at least try and get a little bit of that into your juice diet, it'll certainly help. Okay. Also, we're only going to juice one pineapple now. If I'm just doing a small amount of, so this is a soft fruit, very fibrous, very soft, very mushy in the sense, so it can block the screen a little bit with any juicer. Seeing we're only doing a small bit, I will leave the dial on 3, so I get the maximum amount of juice. But if you're going to juice, if your pineapples are very soft, this is quite a fresh pineapple, young pineapple, but if they're quite soft, or you're doing a lot of pineapple, start it off on number 2. Ease the pressure off. The pulp will be a little bit more wet, but it's not going to block the machine. Okay? It's no good starting on 3 and then turning it to 2. Normally it's after the event. So we're going to do, and with the skin on, you can actually do more juice before it'll block, because the skin is actually fibrous and it clears the screen. Okay, so let's have a go. As I said, I try and juice things that I don't have to peel. It saves me time, and you do get more nutrients. And you can see, I mean, that's almost like a pencil. That's how dry the pulp is. You do pineapple in a centrifugal juicer, and in your pulp basket it's full of juice, and it's very, very mushy. But, yeah. That is bone dry. Okay. Won't always be like that. Depends on the quality of your produce. Pineapple also. I never put the sieve on when I'm doing pineapple. And the skin, you don't worry about it. The skin doesn't go into the juice. It's coming out the front, okay? And that's, probably light a match to that. It's so dry. As I was saying, I never put the sieve on when I'm doing soft fruits or pineapples, because the fibre is so soft, it doesn't affect the taste at all, and it's quite pleasant to drink. Okay, let's have a look at that. Again, I just put the pulp, catch the drips. Nice, clean juice. As we saw before, the same thing would happen. Centrifugal juicer, depending what's the juice bar at home, it would be 40% oxygenated with and very frothy. So, if we want to do a pineapple, we don't want to leave the skin on. Simply, and you don't have to try and get all this on. You're just going to waste your pineapple. That will come out with the pulp. So just get the bulk of it off. Otherwise you waste a lot of produce. Again, cut in rings. Let me know the thickness of the shaft. Just take them on top. Bang, bang. Put the core in, everything. I can't recall anything that I actually take the core out of. But I'll just... Okay, the top's a different colour because you don't have the outer skin with it. And just take your time with it, don't force it down too quick. One, you can get a bit of splashback and you're just pushing it through, potentially losing some juice. Okay, let's see what that looks like. It's all juice. It's not full of air. So, slight difference in colour because you don't have the outer skin. And remember, the colour, as I said, with the apples and oranges, it's much richer than a centrifugal juicer because it's actually crushing and squeezing as much of the nutrients out of the produce as possible. Therefore, brown colour, you get a slight brown. Just proves the point of how well it does the extraction process. So, once again, I've got a couple of glasses here. So, a little bit of variance, as I said. This one's a little bit thicker. That's just very smooth. A bit like a good wine. Just one thing. If you're doing pineapple that you're taking the skin off, put that into a container and then pop it in the freezer. Because you use that later to make frozen sorbets or frozen ice creams as well. So, why waste it?